Hi, welcome to the quiz. This very quiz can be done on quizalto.com, where you'll be able to get instant feedback with detailed answers and explanations. The link is in the description below. Quizalto has an extensive library of quizzes you can take for free, and we also have an impressive number of premium quizzes for more advanced levels. As you take quizzes, Quizalto helps you track your progress over time. If our quizzes are not enough for you, you can even create your own quizzes using AI, and they don't even have to be about AWS products. Okay, let's get started. Good luck. What are checkpointing mechanisms in Kinesis data analytics, and how do they impact application restarts? Periodic snapshots to record application state for fault tolerance. Require manual intervention to recover from application failures. Automatic backups of the entire data stream. Increase application latency by continuously writing data. What are Kinesis data firehose destinations, and how do they relate to Kinesis data analytics? Pre-processing and delivery options for data streams before reaching Kinesis data analytics. Metrics collection and monitoring tools for Kinesis data streams. Competing services for real-time data processing. Separate data storage locations for processed data. What are some limitations of using Apache Flink and Apache Spark streaming with Kinesis data analytics? Increased infrastructure management overhead. Limited functionality for real-time data processing. Not supported by Kinesis data analytics. Steeper learning curve compared to standard SQL. What are some of the security features offered by Kinesis data analytics to control access to data streams? Network access control lists for data streams. IAM roles for fine-grained access control. Public read access for processed data by default. Open authorization for any user to access data. What is a potential challenge when designing applications with Kinesis data analytics? Needing to manage and scale underlying infrastructure. Choosing between batch and real-time processing techniques. Limited data visualization options for processed data. Defining appropriate windowing functions for real-time data analysis. What are some of the benefits of using Kinesis data analytics? High upfront costs and complex infrastructure management. Limited functionality requiring custom development. Require specialized knowledge of SQL and streaming data. Serverless architecture with pay-per-use pricing. How does Kinesis data analytics handle scaling for large data streams? Requires manual configuration for scaling compute resources. Primarily designed for small-scale data analytics tasks. Automatically scales resources based on processing requirements. Limited scalability for high-volume data streams. What is the primary purpose of AWS Kinesis data analytics? Manage and store streaming data at scale. Perform batch processing on large datasets. Analyze and process streaming data using standard SQL. Build serverless applications for real-time analytics. How does Kinesis data analytics ensure data security? Data is stored in plain text for improved performance. Encryption at rest and in transit. Limited authentication options for data access. Public access by default for all data streams. What is the difference between Kinesis Data Analytics for SQL applications and the managed streaming for Apache Flink service? Both services offer the same functionality with different pricing models. Proprietary query language designed specifically for Kinesis Data Analytics. Managed service focused on Apache Flink for advanced stream processing. Limited functionality version of Kinesis Data Analytics for simpler use cases. What are some advantages of using materialized views with Kinesis Data Analytics? Improve the performance of data transformations within the application. Not supported by Kinesis Data Analytics. Reduce the complexity of defining windowing functions. Store pre-aggregated results for faster querying of frequently accessed data. What are some best practices for optimizing the cost of using Kinesis Data Analytics? Utilize Kinesis Firehose for preprocessing data before sending it to Kinesis Data Analytics. Choose a fixed monthly billing model for predictable costs. Increase the complexity of data transformations within the application. Minimize the number of data sources integrated with Kinesis Data Analytics. What are data types commonly supported by Kinesis Data Analytics? Strings, integers, floating point numbers, and booleans. Custom data structures specific to Kinesis Data Analytics. Arrays of unlimited size. Time series data only. What are some real-time analytics use cases for Kinesis Data Analytics? Fraud detection in financial transactions. Static website hosting with content delivery. Batch processing of log files for compliance. Data warehousing for historical analysis. How can Kinesis Data Analytics be integrated with Amazon S3? Archive historical data from Kinesis data streams in S3. Store processed data streams for later analysis. Use S3 as the primary source for data streams. Continuously backup streaming data to S3. What are some considerations for error handling in Kinesis Data Analytics applications? Implement logic to retry failed data processing attempts. Ignore errors to avoid impacting application performance. Rely solely on AWS for error handling and recovery. Schedule manual intervention for any data processing errors. What are some of the limitations of Kinesis Data Analytics for data processing? Designed for batch processing of historical data. Limited data type supported for streaming data. Highly scalable to handle any volume of data. Not suitable for real-time analytics applications. What is the pricing model for Kinesis Data Analytics? Pay per use for resources consumed during data processing. Charges based on the amount of data stored in S3. Fixed monthly subscription fee regardless of usage. Free tier with limited functionality for basic use cases. What are some cost optimization strategies for using Kinesis Data Analytics? Clean up unused application resources. Minimize the duration of data streams for processing. All of the above. Reduce the frequency of checkpointing mechanisms. What are some metrics you can monitor to track the performance of your Kinesis data analytics application? None of the above. API request throttling limits, disk usage, and network bandwidth. Database connection errors, available memory, and CPU utilization. Incoming data rate, processing latency, and checkpointing frequency. What happens to the original data stream after it's processed by Kinesis Data Analytics? The original data stream is deleted automatically. All of the above. The processed data replaces the original stream. None of the above. What are some factors to consider when choosing between Kinesis Data Analytics and Kinesis data streams for data processing? Cost optimization for large data volumes. Ability to define data schemas for data streams. Requirement for real-time analytics versus batch processing. Need for serverless architecture and pay-per-use billing. What type of data sources can Kinesis Data Analytics process? Kinesis data streams and Kinesis Firehose. Amazon EC2 instances and Amazon VPCs. Amazon DynamoDB and Amazon Redshift. API Gateway and Amazon S3. What are some well-architected practices for building Kinesis data analytics applications? Utilize Lambda functions for additional data processing steps. Archive processed data in S3 for long-term storage and analysis. Partition data streams for efficient parallel processing. All of the above. How does Kinesis Data Analytics handle late-arriving data records within a data stream? Require manual intervention to identify and handle late data. Replay functionality to reprocess late-arriving data. None of the above. Automatically discard any data records received after a specific time window. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.